Hello, people of the internet, girls, gays, and theys. Welcome back to my channel. Whoever saw the title of this video and clicked on it, my name is Thomas. I'm 25 years old. I'm a creator here from Southern California. I got my start on YouTube pretty much by making videos about my HIV diagnosis, and I've been a little quiet. I haven't made one in a couple years, and I thought this topic would be a perfect topic that I genuinely have not seen anyone else touch on literally ever. I've been making these videos surrounded on the topics of HIV now for about 5-6 years, I would want to say, and it's not me just making them on YouTube, but I've also made them on other platforms such as TikTok. Just a very random thing are these spam comments, and at least they get filtered to my spam. They are claiming to cure HIV through natural herbalistic remedies. I just never said it flat out right, so I just had to hop in real quick. That is what this video is going to be about. When I tell you guys I've been getting these spam comments for years, I'm not talking about just like 1 or 2 comments here and there. Hundreds of comments across the years. I don't have screenshots of all of these comments because a lot of them, like I said, get filtered as spam. I have always ignored them. What is the reason behind these comments? In today's video, we are going to do a deep dive investigation. I have not really seen anyone online ever even really talk about these comments. And although I have never been one to fall victim to these comments, I feel like, you know, there might be some people out there who just might. I am genuinely like not a medical professional, and I don't think you should take this video as medical advice. I am solely creating this just to cure my own curiosity. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. If you guys are not subscribed to my channel, click that red subscribe box down below and subscribe to this channel. You guys sticking around definitely helps me keep pushing content out. And while we're on the topic of sticking around, if you guys don't already, follow my Instagram. It's at LBtwunk. Literally everything will be linked down below. Let's hop right into our first section in the video. As I mentioned, you guys, there were comments. I am going to use one right now as an example and read it out loud for you guys. I'm gonna read this word for word. So if there's grammatical errors, just understand it's not me. I'm very happy to share this great testimony how I get cured from HIV by a herbalist doctor called Dr. Edimon. I contracted HIV in 2013. I was told by my doctor that there's no possible cure for HIV. I started taking my ARVs. My CD4 was 77 and viral load was 112,450. I saw a website of @Dr. Edimon. Also, I saw a lot of testimonials about how he uses herbal medicine to cure HIV. I contacted him and told him my problems. He sent me the herbal medicine and I took it for 7 days after. Then I went for a checkup and I was cured. The medicine has no side effect. There's no special diet when taking the medicine. He also cured ALS, hepatitis B, cancer, herpes, and lots more. You could reach him on dredimon@gmail.com or .call/WhatsApp. For more information how to reach him, WhatsApp or call me on US number. Here we go. But it is not limited to just YouTube that I'm getting these on. I'm also getting these on TikTok. But mostly YouTube is what I get these on. And the biggest emphasis that I kind of have here is that HIV is being claimed to be cured through natural remedies. I have not personally heard of that before. And as someone who has lived with it for 7 years, I feel like I probably would have learned. One thing they reference here is like your CD4 and your viral load count. Now, I'm not gonna geek out on you guys. CD4 is the amount of white blood cells you have. Viral load is the amount of HIV that's present in 1 single drop of blood. So when they're saying that my viral load went down and my CD4 count went up, basically what they're saying is my white blood cells went up, ergo good immune system. My CD4 count went below the amount of HIV present in their blood, basically saying that it wasn't there anymore, right? That's the claim that they're making here, which is a very big claim, may I add. And although there have been cured cases of HIV, that is something that I will touch on later in this video as I feel like it is relevant. None of these ways were a proven cured method. A very big thing about these comments that I've noticed across the way, they always have an email and they always have a WhatsApp number. Now, I was wondering, am I the only one who's getting comments like these on their content about HIV? So I decided to do a bit more investigating, and I actually found that if you look through other people's content with HIV, whether it be on TikTok or on YouTube, you will almost always find these comments in some way, shape, or form under the video if the creator themselves or the system has not filtered it out as spam. I decided to think, like, why are people getting these comments? And I came up with a couple reasons. The first reason, they are targeting vulnerable communities. I think this makes perfect sense. As someone who has been there and has gotten HIV, been the person that when they get HIV for the first time, they're coming to my content to console. People who are just learning about chronic conditions for the first time are honestly probably in a very emotional state and are probably very susceptible to hearing any misinformation and kind of taking it as something that could give them hope. For instance, I was cured from HIV. If you are someone who was recently diagnosed and you looked into a comment and you saw that, you would probably be intrigued. I'm even intrigued. This almost leaves a very open floor for someone who has the intention to scam, get a grip on someone who might be vulnerable in this situation. Another reason that might be automated bots or people who are paid to post about this. This could be a reason why we're seeing a lot of like same thing, different font promoting. It always seems to be like some kind of doctor, quote unquote. All these comments, like I said, are like word for word by the same thing. So there might be people who are getting paid to post this in hopes to scam people. Now, the third reason I might be getting this is because of the keywords in my content, and that makes total sense. To be honest, it'll probably also be present on this video. Maybe not immediately, but give it a year or so, and I'm sure they will be in there. The last reason, pretty much it's just easy to scam on social media. All of these accounts, you could put up a fake photo, a fake name, and say whatever you want. Everything, for the most part, stays anonymous, which is a perfect open playing field for someone who wants to scam. It's important for me to keep filtering these comments out as it leaves my community less vulnerable to getting scammed, and I hope after watching this video, if you are a part of my community, that you would just like never fall for this.
When I'm in the club, yeah, I'm 365 party girl. Should we do the
Now I think is going to be the most fun part of this video, and this is going into my personal findings. I decided for this investigation, I really was only going to investigate into one route of contact per se, being WhatsApp. I went ahead and created a WhatsApp account and started messaging those WhatsApp numbers that were in my comments section. Mind you, a lot of these numbers in my comments sections were from comments that were like 3 to 5 years old. Really, I was reaching out to contact them, and I really thought I wasn't going to get a response. With the thought of like I'm not going to get a response, it left me stumped, so I decided to do some more investigating on my TikTok account, where I actually found the most recent comment that was from July 31st of this year, this being the comment, then led me to this specific TikTok profile of Dr. Oboto 45. The overall vibe of this account was giving spam. A lot of the videos were just people telling them about this natural remedy and to contact them on WhatsApp. One very important detail I noticed across all of these accounts as I was reaching out was they all had country codes in the phone number. Like, you know how in the United States we have +1, but all of these were country code 234 at the beginning of the phone numbers, all of them. And that country code is actually from Nigeria, and that is another factor that I'm going to touch on a bit after. I didn't know if anyone was even going to respond to me, so I went ahead, I contacted all those accounts. To not my surprise, Dr. Oboto 45 was the very first one to contact me back, probably within about like 2 hours. Now, let's unpack how this conversation with Dr. Oboto went, but with the receipts. Hi there, I came across a comment of yours under a video about HIV saying you could cure it with natural remedies. I've been diagnosed recently and wanted more information about this. Greetings, you're welcome to the home of solution. Yes, I have the herbal medication that will cure you permanently from it. How long have you been diagnosed with it? And then he even started calling me. Now, one thing I wasn't gonna do is talk to someone on the phone over this. That's just not my vibe. So I was bullshitting, of course. For 1 month now, can you tell me more about the herbal medication? I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Can you receive a call now so I can explain more better to you? My microphone does not work on this phone. Unfortunately, I don't have access to a working phone. I can only text. He agreed. I told him that I had found him on TikTok. With my medication, you're going to be permanently cured from it and it will never come back. And it only takes 14 days for you to be cured after drinking it. How old are you now? And then he tried calling me again. And then I had to reiterate that my mic does not work and to please stop calling me. Like, this was at like 7 a.m. in the morning, y'all. I told him I was 25 and he said that there was nothing for me to be worried about, and I appreciate how reassuring he was. So again, I reiterated my question, what is the medication and what is the science behind this? He quite literally I'm just gonna read it to you guys. I prepare my medication with herbs and root created by God, and it works perfectly and has no side effect. Once you place your order, now you will send me your address on where you want it to be delivered to you. After preparing the medication, I will go to the UPS delivery company and ship it to the address you are going to send me. With this, my herbal medication, you're not going to get diagnosed with any other diseases again, and it will be permanent. And I didn't reply because like I was at work, so I told him, sorry, I'm working, I'll reply later. I just sent him, I am interested, because like the investigation had to go on. He then goes on and spams me more, and then it wasn't until a couple days later that he messaged me and he was like, how are you going to go about it? I just decided to jump to the chase here because I already feel like I got like what I wanted by reaching out to Dr. Obodo 45 in the first place. How do I place an order? It's just for you to make payment now and send me your address on where you want it to be delivered to you. How do I make a payment and what is the pricing? To when he introduced this app to me, Remility. It's an app used basically to send wire transfers to people across the country that has an emphasis on low fees charged and good customer service. The reviews on this app seem pretty legit, so I am sure this is like not a scam app. I'm sure this is like an actual real app. This is how they were actually requesting me to send them money. You also probably might be wondering, like, what's the price tag on this cure? The price was $157. What does this specifically come with? What he told me it would come with was basically a liquid that I would drink morning and night for 14 days, and that liquid would of course cure everything, but I would get a 14-day supply. He actually included a photo of the medication, which came in these old water bottles. It's honestly, to me, almost resembling something like Fabuloso or a green juice. It just gives me that vibe. At this point, I told him, like, you know what, I'm gonna think on it. And it was at that point that he started to get really pushy. He was trying to play it off like he had other people to attend to. He said, I have so many people that are placing orders already, let me attend to them. One thing you have to know is that I'm a man of my words. I respect my opinion in everything I'm doing for humans, and there's a say that go name is better than gold. I don't ask you to trust me. I know you already lost your trust because of your last experience. I just want you to give me the chance to do what I know how to do best and testify like others. Your good health is more important. Life is a choice. You can make your decision. Do not use your past to George your present. It's feeling pretty manipulative. Someone who is trying to scam you will quite literally do stuff like that. They even went as far as to provide all of this as proof.
Been taking the medication, the herbal medication from Dr. Obodo, and I've been taking it for a minute now, and through the process I've been feeling way more energized. Like I work 12 hours, then go work another 8 hours, and he told me that I was gonna be feeling it throughout the process, and I for sure have more energy. I for sure go through my day way more energized as in before. I can tell it's working. I can feel it in my body, and I just want to take a testimony to his medicine. It really works.
Now, let me remind you that this was the most recent account that I reached out to. Remember those other numbers that I said were from comments that were 3 to 4 years ago? Those ones actually reached out to me too. I'll include screenshots here, pause if you want to read them, to keep my conversations brief with the other people I reached out to, because I feel like Dr. Obodo 45 really gave me what I was wanting. And one of them even sent me this screenshot saying that this was the medicine, and Super Life Herb is crazy. I tried looking into that to like see where that photo even came from, and like to no avail did I find where that photo actually came from, and I felt like I didn't need to push my WhatsApp investigation any further than that.
Bathroom with a 365 party girl, French manicure with a...
I had mentioned earlier that not one, but all of the comments all had a WhatsApp number with a Nigerian national code of 234. This led me to have a bit of thought about natural remedies, as I do have a respect for natural healing. In my opinion, it's only for some things though. I do think the idea of putting natural herbs or something in your body can have healing properties. And I 100% believe that there is herbs and minerals on this earth that can do that. I'm in no way discrediting the practice of natural medicine, but I also do believe in modern medicine. Modern medicine is the reason that I'm healthy and at a point right now in my life that I am undetectable. I literally have zero complaints about my health right now. I also do acknowledge though that I am someone someone who has access to that medication, and that might not be the case for everyone. With this country code being from Nigeria, I decided to look up if there was any relevance between natural medicine and Nigeria. Upon looking this up, I was actually surprised to find out that traditional medicine is actually something really big in Nigeria. And when I'm talking really big, I'm talking about that they have literal companies funded by the government looking into traditional medicine, aka natural medicine. The specific government website, Nigeria Natural Medicine Development Agency, and their mission statement goes as follows: to facilitate the integration of Nigeria's indigenous medicines into the national healthcare delivery system through the research and development, documentation, and promotion and collaboration for enhanced health and wellness of the citizenry. I'm bringing this up because I just want to recognize the fact that traditional medicine is something very big to the Nigerian culture, and it's something that they are heavily putting research into. Now, whether that's herbal remedies or spiritual healing, there is a bit of credit that almost comes with this quote-unquote scam, because natural medicine is something that is hugely promoted there. Although I can never be for sure if these people who I am saying are trying to scam are being 100% for real. These treatments have not been tested in the way that we have testing for our medications that we do have now, which does lead me to have some concern in the case of someone believing this and using that as a scapegoat to not actually seek out modern day medical treatment for HIV. I think there really can be a danger when medical things like this are pushed on to people who are possibly vulnerable. If this is something you want to try, you know, proceed with caution.
I look hot when no, I really don't stop when I'm gonna jump when it.
Now, the next section in this that I thought was worth bringing up would be big doctors and natural medicines. Where does the idea that you could heal HIV through natural herbal remedies come from? I think the most noteworthy person to point out in this situation is Dr. Sebi. Now, I can say too, Dr. Sebi is someone who I have seen brought up throughout these spam comments. I don't have any receipts of that, but just trust my judgment. And he's someone who I hear about a lot in the HIV community, and that is because he pretty much claimed that he could cure HIV through natural remedies. Now, Dr. Sebi was an herbalist doctor born in 1933. He gained his popularity around the 1980s when he put an ad in the New York Times newspaper pretty much claiming that he could cure AIDS or HIV using herbal treatments and an alkaline diet. Although this man's claims were met with like a lot of controversy, he ended up getting some noteworthy rappers like Lisa Lopes and Nipsey Hussle talking about him, which just added more and more to his popularity. Nipsey even wanted to go as far as to making a documentary about him. He ended up passing away before he could ever make that documentary, which is a crazy coincidence. Dr. Sebi himself actually died when he was in jail in August 2016, so that's fairly recent, but he was in the hands of police in a different country, and he was arrested on charges of like money laundering. I have never deep dive into the teachings of Dr. Sebi. I have definitely heard about it. I haven't gone in deep dive too much into it, as again, I am a believer in modern medicine, you know. With Nipsey Hussle's death in 2019, this really did bring another wave of almost popularity to Dr. Sebi and his teachings. There was also a bit of controversy around that. I'm not going to touch on Dr. Sebi too much, but I just thought he was worth mentioning because he is a doctor who has put this claim out there into the world and who had gained a lot of popularity through it.
I look hot when no, I really don't stop when I'm gonna jump when it.
Now, since this whole video is created around the topic of an HIV cure in my comment section, right? It would be worth mentioning the actual cases that there have been of people getting cured from HIV. One of the most popular ones is the Berlin patient, and this was back in 2007. Timothy Ray Brown was the name of the patient, and he was actually someone who was diagnosed with leukemia, and while undergoing treatment, he actually received a bone marrow transplant from someone who had certain gene that was genetically immune to contracting certain strains of HIV. When they did his bone marrow transplant, his doctors actually were not able to find any amount of HIV present in his system, probably pretty much just taking on that genetic mutation that someone else had. This was the first scientifically documented case of someone actually getting cured with HIV. And so over the years, there have been a couple other people. You know, the HIV cure is not something readily available to everyone, but I think I was born in that lifetime where I think down the line that might actually be something that happens. And then there's also the case too, people have been quote unquote cured because their bodies are naturally resistant to it, which wouldn't that be fucking crazy and kind of nice, you know? I would like to emphasize too, you know, I am a firm believer in modern medicine. I feel like I live a very happy and healthy life today, and I feel like I wouldn't be there without that medicine. We live in a day and age, you know, where it's very manageable to live with HIV, and that I just feel like it's something you shouldn't really necessarily feel like life or death over. I can vouch for this.
Drops when I'm down 999. It's a good time. Who the fuck are you? I'm a brat when I'm bumping that.
My takeaway on this investigation. I wanted to make this video because, you know, I'm not the only creator who's making videos on this topic who is getting comments around this certain niche. Although this is a very niche topic, I think this could be valuable information for someone who was recently diagnosed, or to someone who doesn't even care about the disease and might just assume reading these comments that it's like that easy to manage. I'm here to disprove that. I just wouldn't want anyone to ever minimize the possibility of getting treatment because they see these comments, you know? And to give my personal opinion on all of this, I would not outright believe that someone online in my YouTube comment section would have the cure-all formula for someone to cure any disease in their body through a juice. I'm sorry, I just can't get behind that, and I will stand 10 toes down on that. I've been HIV positive for upwards of 7 years now, and I think this is my 3rd time saying this. I'm living happy, healthy, fit life out here, and it is really, at the core of it, it's a social stigma thing at this point. With all that being said, I think I've settled my case here, and I would like to thank you guys for watching this video and deep diving and learning about some of this lore with me. If you guys would like to provide me with any feedback in the comment below of if you guys like this format of video, and I would definitely like to emphasize again, if you guys aren't already, please subscribe to my channel down below. Without you guys subscribing, I wouldn't be able to sit here and keep making these videos as I grow up and go on in life, so I would really appreciate it if you do subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be at LBtwunk. To be honest, all my socials are LBtwunk. You could literally find me on everything there. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up so I know to come back and make more of these. I will catch you guys in another video soon. I appreciate you guys so much if you made it this far in the video. Thank you for watching. XOXO. LBtwunk.
Go home, don't sleep, don't eat, just do it on repeat. Keep when I'm in the club, yeah, I'm 365 party girl. Should we do a little occasion?